herself. I'm giving her her confidence. I know everybody's down on Kanye right now, but one thing I always remember him saying is girls get their confidence from their dads.
It's getting her to think beyond what she just thought.
Right.
So now whenever she looks at anything else, her process of thinking is wider than a lot of people's that are absent of certain things.
What am I going? I haven't done this before, right? It's like, man, what am I going? Okay, this ain't a crossover.
Yeah.
This ain't a step back. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody. This is another life in your hands. This is like, man. So for y'all out there, a lot of people don't know this. I mean, they know this, right? Oh, yeah. But man, me and my wife are expecting our first child. First of all, it's crazy to hear myself say that. Okay, and we just found out Sunday, this past weekend, that it's a baby girl, bro. Now, this is what's Arthur said. So this is what's crazy is that Paul and Arthur have beat me to the punch already. You have 3 kids. He has 2. Arthur, just recently, you just had your second daughter, right? How many weeks ago was that?
It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
2 weeks ago, right? Paul's youngest child is 4, and which is a girl. Okay, and I'm having a baby girl, so we're just team girls right now. Okay,
strapped up.
So man, this is my first time being a father. You know what I'm saying? And so man, y'all gotta unload it on the fatherhood tips, man. No, especially when it comes to a daughter. I mean, fathering a daughter, right? I mean, come on.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'm gonna go at that angle, but I want to know, how do you feel about this?
How do I feel about
just having a daughter? Fatherhood in general.
First of all, just
what's to be expected. I want to hear just where you're at.
I'm excited, very excited, but along with that excitement, there is I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, man. It's like, what am I going? I haven't done this before, right? It's like, man, what am I going? Okay, this ain't a crossover.
Yeah.
This ain't a step back. You know what I'm saying? This is another life in your hands. This is like, man. So I'm excited. That's all I'm thinking about. It motivates me to even go harder. At what I'm doing, get things done faster. I've just been working on and thinking about establishing life as best as I can for her to come into this thing, protected and provided for, and just I have to be that example. It's a tall order, bro, especially when you talk about a girl. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
but that's how I feel. Paul drew it out of me. He asking me questions. Now Paul's interviewing me, man. All right.
No, I just had to ask.
That's how I feel right now, man. I feel like, man, I gotta go this. I gotta do this. I gotta get this. My mind is just going. It's nonstop. Like right now, I'm not even sleeping that much. And the baby's not even here yet, so I don't imagine, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, shoot. Well, Arthur, like you said, Arthur just had a second child, and so you're very fresh right now.
In his second.
But exactly, in the second. But he's also got some seasoning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How did you feel the first time versus the second time, and just how do you feel now going forward? And so kind of go back from before expecting your first child to the second.
Okay. So, before Maya, I kind of had the same thoughts and concerns that Tyrone was having. Making sure that we can provide and everything else. And you know, a way just happens. You know, you keep your head down, you grind, you do what you have to do, and you know, everything works out. So it's really more mentally intimidating than what it actually is. I know that for me, I don't want to say I felt let down, but I really wanted a son. You know, I wanted this. I gotta have me a little man. I gotta have me the third. You know, because what role would I really have if it's a girl? You know, just disciplinary and that's it. That's
wow.
I really don't know how to relate in that way, right? That's what I thought. And then having a Maya, one of the things I want to tell you, Tyron, and also any other fathers that are out there, this goes with boys or girls, but you know, in this case, we're talking about girls. Don't be afraid to get in there and get involved. You know, my daughter and me have a very, very close relationship. I remember when she was a little baby, taking her to work with me. I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
I was present.
Yeah.
And she knows it. If there's a school function, I'm there. If it's an appointment, I'm there.
Yeah.
And I can talk to her. I can give her game just like I give a little man, just in a different way, though. Right. You know, I'm teaching her how to be up on her self. I'm giving her confidence. I know everybody's down on Kanye right now, but one thing I always remember him saying is girls get their confidence from their dads. Said that in the song in a nice way.
Wow.
And that is very, very true.
Yeah.
Very true. You know, your daughter, she's going to look to you to, am I pretty? Am I worthy? Am I acceptable? How do I have a proper relationship? All of those things. And, you know, it's prom season right now. People are, men are stressed. They're upset because their daughters are getting these dresses that don't look the way they want them to look. Here's the thing. Man, 17, 18, 16, it might be too late to start parenting.
Yep.
If you can start from day one, start from jump and start telling them, yeah, that skirt looks cute. My daughter loves fashion already.
Yeah.
And I tell her, yeah, that skirt looks cute, but here's what could be better about it. She's already mixed and matching patterns and whatnot because she understands there's more than just the amount of material on a body to make somebody look good.
Yeah, man, that's big. That's big right there.
So all of those things, you know, you're giving her. And then, you know, fast forward, now I've got another daughter, and I'm most excited to see their bond in their relationship. Two girls close to each other, just cultivating that, teaching them how to always support each other, teaching them how to work together so they can build something phenomenal that, you know, the world has never seen. You know, I feel like I'm raising, you know, Beyonce and little Solange, maybe. You know, anything's possible. I could be raising the next president of the United States. Like, the world's her oyster. And I just got to cultivate that, and I just got to bring those skills and bring those talents to light that are already deep in her, and will come out. So it's a fun journey, man. Girls, they're fun, man. I mean, they know how to love you. They make you feel mighty. They make you feel powerful. They look at you in a certain way. Like, my daddy can do anything. I remember, got a little emotional. I remember the other day, Amaya brought me something that I thought was really beyond me to repair. And she was like, here, fix this, Daddy. You can fix anything.
Yep.
And it just puts another gear in your life, man. Puts another gear in your heart.
Like it empowers you that you can do it, even though in your mind you're thinking like, man, I can't do it.
Hey, again, man, you got to be brave. You got to be brave for them. You know, and they bring that out of you. Again, I've never had a little man. I'm sure you get some of the same feelings and emotions, but definitely with my daughter, man, being brave is number one, because she's got to be brave out here, man.
Hey.
Man, I knew it was going to be different. And everything that Arthur said, I mean, just spot on. So I'm not going to try to go down that road as far as repeating what he just said. So I'm going to, you know, so because he's absolutely right. It's weird because at first, you know, you are thinking, how the finance going to be, what I'm going to be doing here, da da da. First and foremost, we don't practice. You don't, I don't, Arthur doesn't. We don't even practice worrying in general. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that going into it, it's almost like, okay, I'm nervous, but up to this point, anything that needs to be figured out, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? But almost like with whenever you're watching film or I'm training or whatever we do in our prospective occupations and businesses, it's like you look and this is working, this needs to get better, this is going to progress, this whatever. And I've noticed when Cadence was born, and now her little personality is starting to kick in and everything like that, my strength, just like Arthur said, is not just how brute, you know, like how much of a brute can I be? I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm mighty, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Women know how to break you down in a way that will have you, it's having me grow as a man in a different angle, you know, because even between Xavier and Cadence, they both have their get behind your heart in front of it, make you feel ooey and gooey, but Cadence can piece things together a little bit differently. And not only is she watching you, it's almost like, not only am I watching what you're doing and hearing what you're doing, it's almost as if I'm hearing your mindset behind it. So just like you said, yeah, it's an example. I mean, yeah, it can be tough, but at the same time, I want to grow and I want to get better in anything that I do. So I'm always going to analyze, sit back, what angle can I take? This is not always going to work, and I'm rounding myself off.
Right.
I felt a sense of responsibility, over the course of my marriage to be like, yo, I got to make sure my marriage is in line. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm doing my part in growing because the children are soaking that up. There's things that they're soaking up subconsciously, you know what I mean? That just off of your association, your facial expressions, you know what I'm saying? How you deal, your touch, how you deal with Ashley, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But man, Cadence, I have an little emotional moment myself. She said, Dad, are you going to go train? She goes, yeah. She goes, you always train. She's, and because you know I had a fight coming up just the end of last month. And she said, you're going to win. I said, what? You always win. And then she was like, and then Zaza was like, yeah, you always win. And then she goes, can you teach me to be a champion? Done. Yo.
Whoa.
Man. And what was odd was there was then, in a good way, that sense of pride to be like, I'm about to murk the entire planet. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's it was just beautiful. Women just have that, or little girl, Cadence just, and it wasn't as if she was emotional about it.
She was just sure about it.
She was sure about it because this is what I see. This is my reality in your head, and I'm going to speak that. But there's times where even if, at times the finances were tight or whatever, they're still there. You're still there. They, you know what I'm saying? If you're still there and through trying and hard times, I want to be a good example of how to deal with it, even when things are tough. All right, just like Arthur was saying, this is nice. Now, here's an idea as well. Here's this. It's getting her to think beyond what she just thought.
Right.
So now whenever she looks at anything else, her process of thinking is wider than a lot of people's with that are absent of certain things, that conversation, that time being there. Man, and my wife teases me all the time. She's like, you know what? Because Cadence, switching the subject a little bit, Zay, I'm protective, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to see him get hurt. But there's a portion of me, even with Agape and Cadence, sometimes you get this little boo-boo, you know what I mean, to hurt yourself. I'm going to be there, I'm going to hug you, but at the same time, I'm going to be like, all right, now, but I'm still going to put an element of some toughness in there. Right. But with Xavier, it's the pendulum or the measurements are different.
Right.
I'm going to be like, hey, you cool? Like, your dad, you want to jump and be there. After that, like he fell down the stairs, the last 3 stairs, hurt his shoulders, and he was crying. Then I was like, everything okay? Cool, looked at it. Then I told him to stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Tika was like this. She said, man, I can't stand it if the girls get, or she was being silly though, get hurt a little bit. She was like, because you come downstairs running through the entire house as if you're about to like kill someone. Because I'm like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Right. And it's just that element of protectiveness. You know what I mean? It's just, and you have to also bridle it or whatever. But with Cadence, man, I will hear her from yonder. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, I got to really be, you know, you got to be careful, you know, just in the house. There's been times I've almost started arguments, even with my wife, because it's just like, I'm looking, she fell, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, chill out.
She's okay.
She's okay. But also, I'm still, how I handle that situation and how I grow, I expect them to grow that way. You know what I mean? Or not the exact same way, but start to process things. But my little girl, that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? Any girl, you have your girls. Man, if someone tries to hurt a guy, but try to hurt Cadence, that's
there is no words for that.
When it comes to them, you know,
and I feel myself getting like that too, man. Actually, I feel myself getting protective, even with little things, and it's making me, you know, look more for the well-being of Ashley. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because she's caring. But also, it's like the protection levels is even going up right now, you know. And so, man, that's a lot of good info from the fathers to the father to be. And so, man, we'll holler at y'all next time after a couple games of this conference finals.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hopefully, the Celtics crack, in this series tonight and crack the Sixers. And we'll see y'all next time. Hall&Paul here. With that man, Arthur Graham.
AG in the building.
Man, hitting up some fatherhood. Holler at y'all next time, man.
That'll be good.